Norilsk, on the edge of Siberia, is the starting point of an epic industrial voyage few in the West know of or appreciate. A vast network of mines and smelters produce more than a quarter of the world's nickel and platinum group metals. A key element in this equation is the Siberian port of Murmansk, home to Russia's nuclear northern fleet. It's also the gateway through which the country's resources are shipped out to the rest of the world. But there's only one way to get the metal out of Norilsk and into Murmansk. In these parts of Siberia, long-distance roads can't be maintained. Railroads can't cross the Ural Mountains, and most of Norilsk metals are far too heavy to fly out. That leaves only one option: shipping them from the nearby port of Dudinka. But this port is iced in almost year-round. The only way out is a frozen 1,200-mile route into the Barents Sea. It's part of the Northeast Passage, a treacherous shipping route that passes just below the North Pole. These cargo ships are full of metals from Norilsk. And this is the world's only fleet of nuclear icebreakers. Other countries have icebreakers. Even the US has two. But only the Russians have dropped a nuclear reactor under the hood. These ships have always been civilian-run, but it's rumored that during the Cold War, they helped in submarine warfare. Their hulls are so big that Soviet subs could hide beneath them from NATO planes. Now, this fleet's mission is to deliver Norilsk's cargo safely to port through sheets of 10-foot thick ice. Commissioned in 1988, the Taymyr is the last of the Soviet-era icebreakers. This is her first mate, Alec, a 6-year veteran of these seas.
Лед ломается непосредственно нашим штырнем. Когда сплошной лед, когда у нас судно поднимается чуть ли не на полметра, понимаешь, вот так вот, проседает корма и потом снова рушится, чтобы был канал чистый для судов остальных идущих.
The weight of an icebreaker's steel-reinforced hull can ride up on the frozen sea and crush through nearly 10 feet of solid ice. Normally, cargo ships follow in the freshly cut channel. But this far north, the open water can freeze over in just minutes. Ships get stuck and are vulnerable to the pressure of the surrounding ice. In situations like these, the icebreakers turn into nuclear-powered tugboats.
Непосредственно корма ледокола, буксирные стропы для взятия судна на буксир.
The first step is to cable the icebreaker and the cargo ship together.
Значит, при проводке на буксире подвергается очень сильному натяжению, до 50 тонн. Все равно возможны разрывы буксира. Все ошметки, очень много есть самых, и ошметки все летят в стороны. То эта вся зона считается очень опасной зоной из-за этого.
The frigid temperatures and enormous stresses placed on these cables can make them brittle, so they're in constant need of repair.
Весь распутан, весь разобран, но его уже разрезали, так что не получится.
If one of these cables, as thick as a man's arm, were to snap under such high stress, it could blindside and kill a sailor before he knew what hit him. The ships are hooked up. Now the towing begins. The stress on each cable is monitored from the bridge.
Блок упал, висит. Это значит, что буксир порвали. Значит, вахтенный матрос, у нас их два.
Осторожней, Иваныч.
Если он увидит, что там произошли какие-то обрывы, он сразу докладывает на мостик.
The icebreaker quakes as the ships pick up speed. A nuclear reactor and over 300 pounds of highly enriched uranium give the Taymyr almost 50,000 horsepower. That's as much as the Titanic, a ship twice as long and 3 times as heavy. Nuclear refueling, only once every 3 to 4 years, allows these icebreakers to be out here indefinitely. Despite the occasional Arctic fox or polar bear following the ship in hopes of finding an easy meal, the landscape is desolate and bleak. Polar winter means more than just sub-zero temperatures. There are months of near total darkness, and the opposite in the summer. These conditions wreak havoc on the body's internal clock, and sleep deprivation is enough to drive a person crazy. That means the crew of nearly 200 need plenty of diversions to maintain their sanity. There's a gymnasium, a seawater pool,
Очень полезно для здоровья.
and even a movie theater and auditorium.
Пока только не можем мы музыкантшу найти, пока сюда находила. Значит, ну это у нас палата изолятора.
If there's a sick crew member, he'll be quarantined here. The doctor's office in the next room has a tanning bed. It's less for getting a healthy glow than it is for mental health during the months of Arctic darkness.
Поэтому на данный момент нет. А так целый день с утра до вечера лежат по списку.
And then there's the relaxation room.
Это данное помещение называется помещение психологической разрядки. Помогает, очень помогает расслабиться, когда, допустим, приходишь сюда, допустим, да, можно включить музыку, просто-напросто отвлечься от своих рабочих мыслей и просто действительно расслабиться просто. Искусственное, все искусственное.
The Taymyr is like a small city on the ice. And this is its power plant, the ship's nuclear reactor.
Непосредственно крышка реактора. Его кран, но совершенно безопасно, так что ходим без проблем.
Only authorized personnel are allowed down here.
Be careful.
This is Igor, one of the nuclear engineers.
This is engine room. You don't work in the engine without permission.
A few more twists and turns in this maze, and you end up here.
This is control room. This seat is taken by operator who's responsible for monitoring system.
The heart of the icebreaker is a complex system. But these ships are really just giant steam engines that use nuclear fusion instead of burning coal to turn massive turbines.
Now, if you want, we can have a look at the cap of the reactor. You can see the nuclear reactor. It's located in the center of this compartment. There are 4 main circulation pumps around the reactor and 4 steam generators.
The reactors are designed to utilize the frigid Arctic environment, using the icy seawater to cool the nuclear core. Anything radioactive is contained within a closed system. And nuclear waste is offloaded every 3 to 4 years during refueling. The convoy plows ahead through the ice and snow. But in the middle of the night, the Taymyr receives a distress call. Another cargo ship is stuck several miles back, and the Taymyr's engines are put to the test. She must disconnect and abandon this ship to hurry and save the other. There's no room for error.